Hi, can you hear me? Carrie Bishop and Eve. Hi, Mary. Hi, Angie's Live. Can you babies hear me? Okay, cool. Hi, y'all. Hi, wise old lady. It's a casual Saturday hangout. No bras required. Of course, if you're wearing one and you're in a place where you should have it on, I would strongly recommend that you not remove it. So I'll try to keep the camera angle up. Hi, Quinny. I'll try to keep the camera angle up, so that you guys aren't traumatized. How's everybody doing? I got nothing for you except we're going to read an entire story from our book today. I just, yeah. Um, Bob has been home for 3 days because of the weather. Therefore, our braless kitchen cult has become a braless daybed in the office cult. So I don't know how many of you might have seen the video I uploaded this morning welcoming new subscribers. Y'all, uh, look, I don't know where they're coming from. Okay, I don't. And also, I'm on Top Chat on my phone, but I'm not going to touch it because things really weird out. So if I'm missing you in chat, I'm really sorry, but I'm on Top Chat. But I'll try to look. Okay, now I'm buffering on my laptop. Am I still live? My internet has been going out all day, so we're using data on the phone instead of Wi-Fi. Okay, it's my Wi-Fi going in and out. Hi, Leslie. Oh, and hi, Raindrops. Okay, somebody, I can't remember who it was, but somebody was asking about the weather here in Arkansas. I'm in Heber Springs, which is in north central Arkansas on Greer's Ferry Lake. I'm getting my tongue tangled up around my eye teeth and I cannot see what I'm saying. Anyway, back to the weather. It has been raining off and on for 3 days. Hence, as I was saying, we have been relegated to the daybed in my office. Well, don't you have a desk in there, Susan? Lip lock no more. And I'm going to get back to the what's going on with subscribers thing. I take a long way around, but I do eventually tend to make it back to where I was. It's about 60 degrees. It's very wet outside. And the only thing I've been going outside for today is to smoke a cigarette and to walk the dog. And I got bored watching some other stuff that I was watching. I'm not in the mood to do any research. And so, yeah, I was like getting bored. And so I thought I would come live on YouTube in order to give the new subscribers an opportunity, if they are around and they got a notification, to come in and see what our chat room is like, our chat box. New subs, you say? Lip Lock No More has new subs? What? I don't know what's happening. But in the last 30 days, the last time I was over there, and by over there, I mean in the creator studio. Usually I'm going over there to give a heart and a thumbs up to comments that for some reason or another have been held for review by YouTube. But when you go to the dashboard, etc., in the creator studio, there are just certain things you can't help but see. And I believe it said yesterday morning that in the last 30 days, we have gained 181 new subscribers. Wow. So, if you are one of those, hi, my name is Susan, and quite obviously the channel is Lip Locked No More. And you can call me Susan, or you can call me Lip Locked, or you can call me Ray, or you can call me Jay, or you can call me Ray J, or you can call me Ray J Johnson, but you don't have to call me Johnson. Oh, Long Johnson. So, yeah, I was surfing around my feed on YouTube, and I was like, you know what? I think it's time. Hi, Kiki Eyes. And I'm missing someone. Hang on. Hi, the Crower Reels. Hold on. Hi, Lazy Wolf. Hold on. HODE space OWN. Hold on. I'm going to look at my chat over here. Let me get on live chat over here. Because I miss saying hi to somebody. And I don't like to do that. Raindrops. Hi, Raindrops. All right, darlings. Anybody else? If I've missed you, I'm really sorry. Kenna. Hi. Kenna. Everybody. Kenna and I frequent several, hi Chantel, several channels, live chat boxes, and have become acquainted there. And hi Maybe Perf. And Kenna, thank you for your subscription. Honey, I don't know if you saw my response to you in the chat box this morning, acknowledging that I saw that you had tagged me and that you had subbed, and welcome, darling. Kenna, it's really, really different over here for the most part, okay? We're pretty laid back and lighthearted, unless something happens that I go off the deep end, Kenna, and then it's 0 to 200 miles an hour, just like that. Carrie Bishop, our managing moderator, who has been with me since the beginning of the channel, a little over 4 years ago, can 99.99% of the time can anticipate when I'm about to go off. And you will see Kenna and others that are new. In the live chat, you will see a pretty little display with bombs in it, and Carrie and other mods warning you that you are likely to hear the F-bomb go off. The other thing that you might notice that's a little bit different over here, when other high endless blooms, another thing that you might notice a little bit different over here is when another creator, such as the Chroma Reels, I happen to mod for the Chroma Reels, but that's a horse of a different color. even if I didn't. Okay. When another creator chooses to come into our live chat, we share their link. It's up to you if you want to go over and check the channel out. The Creator gave you free will, and He did not give any human being the right to take it away from you. Therefore, you're a grown-up with your own mind. So you may go over to a channel and go, oh my gosh, how did I live without this? You may go over and go, what the actual fuck? Okay? But it's just a courtesy that we do often, even if you're a channel that we don't particularly like or subscribe to. Okay? So it's just like, okay, here's another thing if you're new that you will, hi Patty. Here's another thing that you will find a little bit different probably. If you comment in my comments section, I'm not talking about live chat, I'm talking about comments. It doesn't matter what you say. You're going to get a heart and a thumbs up from me. Even if you're the motherfucker that comes into my comment section on a community post where I have basically told, allegedly with Brittany J, to go fuck herself. And why? And leaves a comment such as, Halloween is over, you can take off the wrinkle mask. Well, what do we do over here on Lip Lock No More with those such as that? We give them a heart, we give them a thumbs up, and then we pin the comment. Hi, perfectly. I'm doing good, sweetheart. I love it when I get called Susie. I don't get called Susie anymore since my mama passed away. But why? You might, if you're new, why? Now, if you kids have been around for a while, yeah, fuck you, BJ. Hashtag fuck you, BJ. Mary, I think I said hi, but just in case. Now, if you're new, you might go, why the fuck would you give someone that would make a remark like that to you a heart, a thumbs up, and pin the comment? Okay. You get the thumbs up and the heart because you just engaged with my channel. And by doing so, you have just boosted me in the algorithm. Algorithm. Al Gore invented the internet, as we all know. Now, so for no other reason at all than because you have helped my channel grow and be boosted in the algorithm by leaving your somewhat less than nice comment, I thank you. Now, why does it get pinned? Because a large number of my members and subscribers are motherfucking piranhas, cocksucker. And when I pin a comment like that, guess what happens? Generally speaking, you get your ass chewed off by motherfuckers that ain't even me. See how that works? How you like me now? Hi, G. Brecky. You see, I am not your normal YouTuber. And I spent way too many years professionally in the entertainment industry. And here's the rule. Bad publicity is better than no publicity. Thank you. I'll take it. That includes also you cocksuckers that ought to put a bag of dicks in your pie holes, that think because I have remarked a couple of times in a manner that would, for anybody with any decency and common sense, would be merely to help guide them down the right path. And they're simps. They're minions. They're flying monkeys. Ooh, we're going to do this we're going to talk about lip lock no more, and we're going to say this, and we're going to do that. You motherfuckers think I'm afraid of my own self? Where the fuck did you come from? What rock did you crawl out from beneath? What cabbage patch were you born in? You cannot intimidate, nor in any other way negatively impact this old bitch, who, BJ, by the way, cocksucker, I'm 75, not 90. I am not dusty because, unlike you, I shower every single fucking day. And guess what else? My ass does not smell like sepsis. And here's another thing, y'all, on my non-drama channel. It is my understanding that the baby daddy of Beej, and there are receipts to prove it, and I've seen them with my own eyes, is particularly interested on Instagram in older ladies. You know, older ladies that still have a bit of, coquettishness perhaps, and some nice lingerie. So I was kind of thinking about, might go over and start me up a page on the Instagram thing and get some, petty AF. I'm going to get me some granny corn going. Hi, Vixen. Y'all, what do you think? Do it, lady. Are you upset? Are you mad? Are you, no, are you, how's it go? Are you pressed? Are you mad? Are you upset? Are you sad? Come here, bitch. Let me give you a hug, 'cause you act like nobody shows you love. Get up at your feelings, ho. Get up at your feelings, ho. You want some candy? You need a pad? So, hi, and welcome to Lip Lock No More. I got a full charge on the phone. Oh my gosh. So anyway, no, I'm not going to really do that. I'm a happily married woman. I know, fidelity, monogamous relationship, and all that. Yeah. Plus, I wouldn't shame myself nor have my mother rolling over in her grave by finding out that I was being naughty on Instagram, only to piss off the baby mama of some like 39-year-old creep with finger bangs who calls women in the background on her live streams. I have heard him call women in general, but especially female creators on YouTube, along with you guys, mere subscribers who are chatting and commenting, such things as cum dumpsters, hoes, and hags. But that, my darlings, is not the most important thing I have ever heard Craig say to me personally. Not that he said it to me personally. That didn't come out. My sentence structure was a little off. To me personally, comma. The most important words I have ever heard come out of Craig's mouth was the contribution he made when Beej was asked about her coverage of missing Summer Wells. And that, my darlings, it was not of benefit to them. Immediately followed by Beej saying, yeah, I didn't make much money off of that. You want to know why I have an attitude towards those two? That's why. BJ, on your live stream the other night, when you read my community post, once you got your shit together, you little twat. Let's get one thing clear. And if you're not watching, maybe one of your little cunts is, and they can run back over and tell you. With your oppositional defiance disorder. I did not tell you what you can do. I told you what you cannot when it comes to Summer Wells. And you better, by God, motherfucking feel me. As I said, if and when you misstep, you lie, you grift off her name, you scam off her name, you put out misinformation or disinformation, or you run with wild speculation in her open and active investigation, I will open up a can of verbal whoop ass on you, and the stink won't come off the shit. You won't be able to wash it off. I will drag you, bitch, from sunup to sundown if you in any way taint the name of Summer Moon Utah Wells. And as I said in the post, do you understand me? Now, that I have that out of my system, let me get a sip of Coca-Cola. Let me get a little toke of legal Afghan. No, this is actually called Royal Highness. Hi, just Jillian. So I don't know, I may fall over here during the reading. Fire, no. No fire required, darling. No fire required. I've never had Royal Highness. I believe it is a sativa. Don't hold me to that. And it is 94.7% THC. So Now then, my new darlings, let me get scooted up here. I'm sitting on, I got my heating pad back here. Hi, Tequila. I know, I'm nuts. I'm absolutely crazy. Sherry, Auntie Sherry, bong. Um, anyway, darlings. Well, Crama Reels, baby, I smoke sativa during the day and indica in the evening. The majority of my viewers know I have remitting relapsing multiple sclerosis. And so I have a medical marijuana card. And so it's anymore at my stage of life, it's more for medicinal purposes than, I don't party anymore. But as you youngins may be able to imagine, first of all, I was not born old. I was born in 1950, the day before Halloween. My mother was expecting a witch, but instead she got a bitch. I was a teenager in the 1960s. Woodstock and all that. No, I did not get to go to Woodstock. My mom wouldn't let me go, although I could have because I was of legal age, but still living at home and so. So y'all feel me? I was young when young was fun. Free love and all that. Make love, not war. So smoke them if you got them. We have been reading Hi Rebel Yell from Getting the Most Out of Life. This is an anthology of autobiographical and biographical short stories that was put together by the Reader's Digest in 1946. Hi, Pindar. Hi, Judy. Baby said, here again, if I've missed you in chat, I'll try really hard to catch you before we say goodbye. It's nothing personal. I literally just didn't see you. Okay. I'm not bogarting, Auntie Sherry. Auntie Sherry, I know you're braless. Don't even start with me, girl. Hi, Ted. Hi, Tracy. Anyway, darlings, wisdom is wisdom, regardless of the era, the age, the eon. So today, rather than just reading a short little bit to end the live stream, I'm going to read the entire short story. And I hope you'll stick around for it because there is a point. And those of you, and by the names I'm seeing here in the live chat, would be most of you who stroll around the main streets of YouTube. You will be able to apply this to your YouTube experience today. So let me get another sip of Coca-Cola. Hi, Brianna. I beg your pardon. Yeah. So without further ado, what? Oh my goodness, are you kidding me? Carrie, honey, we are probably likely to about to get flooded. Carrie, I don't think we have any other mods in here, but they're good people. Welcome in Bushes. Hi, everybody. Trisha Talks. Thank you for sending over BJ's Big Bushes. Hi, you guys. Oh my goodness. I know you are, Becky G. I hang out in, you guys know I'm over there all the time. Trisha, hi, Ginger Snap. I didn't know you. Hi, Amos Liz. I'm so excited. Hi, Lost Lore. If I'd known you kids were coming, I would have trimmed my bush. I mean, and it is clean. Hi, Ange Carter. I promise you, I didn't take advantage of Peggy's free cleaning of the bush, but my bush is trimmed, and I did, yeah. So anybody that has been over to Trisha Talks, hi, Goldust, thank you for becoming a baby doll. Y'all, okay, now listen, like over here, we're a braless kitchen cult. By the way, those of you coming in from Trisha Talks, thank you for coming over. I'm about to read a short story from 1940, or at least it's from a book published in 1946. And Trisha, honey, I don't see you. Brianna, thank you for becoming a member. I'm overwhelmed. So Trisha Talks, if you are here or if you hear this, thank you. Y'all, Trisha is in England. She has the most delightful accent. She's very, very intelligent. She uses a lot of common sense. I like her. So I highly recommend the channel. I've been subbed over there for quite some time, and obviously I missed her live stream today. That's not like me. I'm almost always there. So thank you. Hey, Kitty, for coming over. Now, here we go. Yeah, Pindar, she has a great channel. She has a young man, and I say that with due respect because I'm an old woman. If you're 70 or younger, you're a kid to me. Okay. Trips True Talk. TR, it's all in capital letters. TRPP''S, True Talk. And often he is there as like a co-host. I believe he's American based on his accent. But they make a really good team. Their humor and the way, yes, Becky, that's it. Thank you for putting that in the chat. Their banter. Hi, OG Pickle. Thank you for the thumbs up. Hi, the real Mama T. The way they banter with one another and bounce off of one another is entertaining, but also very informative. And in my personal opinion, they're a really good balance as like a tag team on YouTube for their commentary and their review, as well as their critical observations of what they have just listened to. Yeah, Goldust, Trish and Trip are fabulous. That's a perfect, good word for them. So here, babies. Now I got to get another sip of soda pop. Kitty? So let's see if this, hi Susan, like for me, because I have already read through to make sure there were no big words I don't know how to pronounce, like hyperbole, hyperbole. And I found by the time I got to its end that indeed, hi Beach Life, hi Judy, that the wisdom contained within actually does apply to my YouTube experience. I'm going to tip you up here just a little bit. All right. Carrie, baby, you're on your own because I'm taking my eyes off chat. Here we go. Getting the Most Out of Life, an anthology published by the Reader's Digest in 1946. I do not own any rights whatsoever to this book or the material contained within, so I'm using it under the Fair Use Clause. This story, which is, this kitty is wanting to really pester me, is titled Building a Personality. It's condensed from Physical Culture. It is written by Harry Emerson Fosdick, D.D., pastor of the Riverside Church in New York. Now, I want you guys to understand as well, this is not a religious channel. You probably already figured that out based on my vocabulary. However, wisdom, hi, Mystic Butterfly, wisdom is wisdom, period, regardless of who it comes from. So, now I am a praying woman, okay? But you don't have to be to come over here and hang out with us. All right. Here we go. A consulting psychologist told me recently that most cases of emotional maladjustment are due to the fact that people will not accept themselves. Let me close my laptop. That's what keeps worrying me. If the stream goes down, I won't know it. I'm afraid the kitty will walk across the keyboard and mess something up I can't fix. They resent their limitations. They want to be someone else. They keep daydreaming about what they would do if they had another's chance. And so, disregarding their own possibilities, they never make anything worthwhile out of themselves. Well, anybody can find sufficient cause to dislike his own lot. William Wilberforce, diminutive edition of a man, did not like himself. Boswell went to hear him speak once and said afterward, I saw what seemed a mere shrimp mounted upon the table, but as I listened, he grew and grew until the shrimp became a whale. I beg your pardon. That shrimp of a man never had good health. For 20 years, on doctor's orders, he took opium to keep body and soul together and had courage to never increase the dose. But more than any other Englishman, he stopped the British slave trade. And as one stands in Westminster Abbey beside the grave of the Attorney General of the unprotected and the friendless, one sees that that sensitive, suffering life translated itself into a persistent, unconquerable sympathy for downtrodden people that a lusty hulk of a man in perfect health probably could never have felt. The most stimulating successes in history have come from persons who, facing some kind of limitations and handicaps, took them as part of life's game and played splendidly in spite of them. Once when Old Bull, the great violinist, was giving a concert in Paris, his A string snapped and he transposed the composition and finished it on 3 strings. That is life. To have your A string snap yet finish on 3 strings. As soon as a man begins to accept his positive technique for handling his handicaps, they present themselves to him as opportunities, always challenging, sometimes fascinating. And rebellion against your handicaps gets you nowhere. Self-pity gets you nowhere. One must have the adventurous daring to accept oneself as a bundle of possibilities and undertake the most interesting game in the world, making the most of one's best. In the battle with the Saracens in Spain, so the story runs, the Scots threw the heart of Robert the Bruce ahead of them, and then with all their might fought toward it. That is the method of procedure. Take charge of your life. Hurl some ideal and hope ahead, and then fight toward it. Organize your living around a purpose. Many folk fail to become personalities because they think that life is something we find instead of something we create. The fact is that existence is what we find. The big business of being a person is to take existence and so organize it around our plans and purposes that it becomes a life. A friend of mine landed in Boston a half-century and more ago. His old Scotch father had told him that he was less than average in ability. He began his life in America as a foundryman, and he roomed over a saloon. Such was his existence to start with. What he made of it, however, was a great life, for he turned out to be George A. Gordon, one of the best scholars Harvard ever graduated. For over 40 years in the Old South Church in Boston, his pastorate was one of the most notable for intellectual quality and spiritual influence in the annals of American churches. His existence was what he found. His life was what he created. Often the best friend a man has is not comfort, but the challenge of antagonistic environment to awaken his slumbering soul. At least 3 factors enter into the achievement of this sort of personality. First, imagination. Great living starts with a picture, held in some person's imagination of what he or she would like someday to do or to be. Florence Nightingale dreamed of being a nurse. Edison pictured himself an inventor. All such characters escaped the mere shove of circumstance by imagining a future so vividly that they headed for it. Look at John Keats. Orphaned in early boyhood, disappointed in love, stricken by tuberculosis, and finally shoved off the scene by death at age 26. But with all his ill fortune, Keats' life was not driven by circumstance. From that day when a youth, he picked up a copy of Spenser's Faerie Queene and knew beyond a doubt that he too was born to be a poet. Keats' life was drawn by a masterful purpose, which gave him a lasting place among the world's renowned. I think, Keats once said, that I shall be among the English poets after my death. He got that picture in his imagination. And to him, it was like the heart of Robert the Bruce to the fighting Scots. Hold a picture of yourself long and steadily enough in your mind's eye, and you will be drawn toward it. Picture yourself vividly as defeated, and that alone will make victory impossible. Picture yourself vividly as winning, and that alone will contribute immeasurably to your success. Do not picture yourself as anything, and you will drift like a derelict. Second, common sense. There is no use in a round peg's imagining itself fitted in a square hole. As a matter of fact, many people flounder around pitifully before they discover the true direction of their lives. Whistler, the artist, started out to be a general and was dropped from West Point because he could not pass in chemistry. Sir Walter Scott wanted to be a poet and turned out to be the writer of novels, only when Byron outshone him in his chosen field. Phillips Brooks failed as a teacher before he turned to preaching. Study yourself and use your head in picturing your goal, but whether with wisdom or without, pick a goal. Don't drift. Third, courage. Sidebar. If I were king of the forest, courage. You gotta have courage. Real personalities always have the kind of faith that produces courage. When his generation was against him, Richard Wagner had faith in his music. And his music, overcame the world. After centuries had borne unimpeachable testimony to the devastating virulence of yellow fever, a little group of American medical men in Cuba had faith that it could be conquered, and it was. Charles Darwin worked for 20 years in a little English garden, succeeding and failing, trying and keeping on, because he had faith that he had found a clue, and he conquered. Faith is not credulity. It is creative power. It is vision plus valor. Imagination, common sense, and courage. Even a moderate exercise of these will produce remarkable results. BJ and others of your ilk. If a person is primarily after wealth, the world can whip him or her. If he or she is primarily after pleasure, the world can beat them. But if a person is primarily growing a personality, then he or she can capitalize anything that life does to them. The end. Original article, copyright 1931. Physical Culture Publishing Corporation, June 1931. Condensed version, copyright 1931, The Reader's Digest Association, Incorporated, August 1931. And babies, as I said, and it was not necessarily original, although I was paraphrasing rather than quoting. Wisdom is wisdom regardless. And in the words of Samuel Clemens, also known as Mark Twain, from any experience, including this one, take from it only the wisdom and stop there. Okay? Now, I don't know what you rascals have been talking about while I was reading. Wow, we've got 93 thumbs up. Oh my goodness. So it's a positive message, okay, about what it's about. How long have we been on here? 52 minutes. Well, darlings, the regulars over in these parts, over here in this neck of the woods, already know I like to keep it at about an hour. I don't like to take up too much of your time, and I don't like to give up too much of mine. So it is the tradition here at Lip Lock No More that I sing you out. Why, you may ask? Because I can and I want to. You don't have to listen. It's kind of hard to sing sitting down, but I'm going to try anyway. Oh, and again, if I've missed you in chat, I'm sorry. I'll do my very best to catch you the next time. And here's the spiel that YouTube likes us to give. If you have not subscribed to Lip Lock No More, please consider doing so. And if you do, don't forget to hit the all notifications bell, because you don't want to miss another one of these kind of content-free live streams. Now, do ya? Do ya still get a thrill when you see me coming up the hill, honey? Now, do ya? And obviously, we have memberships. Welcome to the new members. I hope you'll stick around. And if you're watching from the bushes, don't be afraid to come in and chat. Don't be afraid. It doesn't matter where you've been in the past. What matters is where you are now. The only song that's coming into my head is one that's extremely challenging, even if I were standing up, because of the range. So, and there's also a key change in the middle of it. So here we go. Bless the beasts and the children. Keep them sheltered from the storm. Keep them warm. Bless the beasts and the children, for in this world they have no voice. They have no choice. Keep them safe when the darkness surrounds them. Give them love, let it shine all around them. Bless the beast and the children. Keep them sheltered from the storms. Keep them safe. Keep them warm. Now, babies, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. I've got laundry in the dryer that needs to be folded and supper that I need to start prepping for. But as you leave here and you step out onto these main streets of YouTube, always remember you have a special power, a superpower, in fact. It's called kindness. When you spread that kindness around, it's going to come back to you tenfold when you expect it the very least, but you're needing it the very most. But while doing so, never forget, your second superpower is called discernment. And there are snakes out in that grass. And believe it or not, there are motherfuckers that don't deserve your kindness. Okay? I'll get out of here. I got shit to do. Give them love when the darkness surrounds them.